Hello, Wilder Wildcats. Welcome to the news on WWOA for Friday, December 5th, 2024. I'm Yusuf, and my co-anchor for today is Gwen. Mr. G and Mrs. Connor's class is here to lead us in the pledge and award today. Would everyone please stand?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very I shall demonstrate respect for others, always share my with the neighbor, allegiance to the personal goals, responsibility for actions and learning.
Thanks to Zach, Anthony, Victoria, Ashlyn, and Alexander, Mr. G, and Mrs. Connor's class. Now let's go to Gwen for our announcements and news.
Thank you, Yusuf. Hello, Wilder Cats. I'm Gwen, and we would like to welcome Dr. Owens with Owning It with Owens.
Hi, Glenn. Thank you. Hey, Wilder Wildcats, and welcome to this episode of Owning It with Owens. On our last telecast, I talked to you about the importance of stacking your trays neatly. And a few students have asked me why I was so worried about trays. It's such a little thing. And I agree, it is little, but I happen to believe that little things matter, and I'm not the only one. Since it's basketball season and I'm standing in this gym, let me go ahead and introduce you to a legendary coach, John Wooden. And y'all, he is legendary because he won 10 national championships in 12 years. And he believed that little things matter and that they make big things happen. He cared so much about little things that he actually didn't teach his players big fancy things like how to dunk and all that. He started with the basics, all the way down to how to tie your shoe. And, you know, it's a shoelace, but it's important because if they're not tied right, you could get a blister, you could stumble and fall, or you could even miss the game-winning shot. So sure, it's small, but it is important. At Wilder, we do some of the same things. I was thinking about that. Like, we teach you your ABCs and how to count and addition and subtraction. And those may seem small, but they help you prepare for those bigger things you need to learn, like multiplication, division, fractions, solving algebra, writing stories. So those are important. And then there's other things like keeping your desk neat, turning in your homework in the special turn-in basket, making sure you write your name on your paper, sharing pencils with a friend who might need one, saying please and thank you, walking in the hallway, even when you're the only person out there. I could go on and on and on about this, but the point is that those little things, when we focus on them, they lead to big things. Some of those things like building a caring community or academic success. So those are the things we're here for, and that's important. So think about this. What are some small actions that you could begin to work on right now? Because most of the world is going to wait till 2025 and set those New Year's resolutions, but not us, because we're Wilder Wildcats and we always do our best. So we're going to get a head start on that, and we're going to start thinking about those things and working on those things right now. So that's my challenge to you, is to think about those small things that you could work on now that would lead to big success for you in the future. And that's all I have today. That's me, Owning It with Owens.
Thank you, Dr. Owens. Next up is Mr. Perkins with Praises with Perkins.
Hello there. It's great to be with everybody today. I love Dr. Owens with all the basketball comparisons and John Wooden quotes. I love basketball. So it's great to be with everybody today. So at this time, we're going to do our awards and recognitions. First of all, we just had for November, our Student of the Month celebration. So we will be recognizing our Students of the Month from November, which we celebrated right before Thanksgiving. For kindergarten, Sunny from Ms. Hoffman, Liam from Mrs. Barnes, Naomi from Ms. Kessler. In first grade, we had Maddie from Mrs. Kalin, Crystal from Ms. Martis, Laney from Miss Arnspiger, Emma from Miss Boers, and Logan from Mrs. Kissick. In second grade, we had JJ from Miss McCorkle, William from Mrs. Jordan, Henry from Mrs. Musler, and Killian from Mrs. Jessie. Third grade, we had William from Mrs. Earhart, Meridian from Miss Schwager, Nina from Miss Matija, and Leyland from Miss McCauley. Fourth grade, we had Gabby from Mrs. Hatfield, Sanella from Miss Means, and Audrey from Mrs. Donor. For fifth grade, we had Bailey from Mrs. Heights, Zeke from Miss Slocum, Lameek from Ms. Masterson, and Ashland from Mrs. Connor. Congratulations to all of our students of the month for November. For students of the week, for this week, we are recognizing 3 students who have distinguished themselves in the classroom and around our campus. Liam from Miss Masterson, Rakua from Mrs. Heights, and William from Miss Slocum. Congratulations to these dynamic 5th graders. Our staff person of the week that we are recognizing first is Miss Musler. She's been a leader in her implementation of the EL curriculum. She was part of the group observed by the Kentucky Department of Education that came and visited Wilder. Ms. Musler also serves as a member of the ILT committee, helpful to her colleagues always, and she collaborates well with others in the building. Congratulations, Mrs. Musler. And then our other staff member of the week, Ms. Musler, was actually for the week last week. This week we have Ms. Barb Vernig. Ms. Barb has served 361 parent Thanksgiving meals along with student meals during Wilder's recent Thanksgiving celebration. She is always positive. She's a reliable worker, and she will be retiring. So she's leaving us very soon. She retires December 20th. I want to thank her for her hard work and dedication for JCPS and for Wilder Elementary. It was great celebrating everybody. Things have been going really well. Students, I'm proud of your efforts on MAP. We've been showing some great growth on this MAP testing, and very proud about that. And I want to invite all of our students, our staff, community members to come out and support Wilder basketball and our cheerleaders. They will be performing against Stouffer Elementary. That game will be at 5:45 at Mid-America this evening. So we want to wish our teams and our coaches good luck. We want to thank everybody for their hard work, and have a great weekend, and we'll see everyone back next week.
Thank you, Mr. Perkins. Next up is Miss Stinson with her words of wisdom.
Hi, boys and girls and staff. Hope that you all have had a wonderful week and are back into the swing of things now after being off for your long break. And it won't be too long. We'll be off for a little longer break in just a couple weeks. But we've got a lot to do before then. So I hope everybody is focused and ready to have a good last couple weeks of school. All right, so we are talking about responsibility during the month of December. Have you ever noticed how there is a clear goal in every sport? The goal may be to slam a ball through a hoop or to be the first one to cross the finish line. Either way, serious athletes always have the end goal in mind. It makes them work hard and do their best. We all need to have goals in life. Today, I want you to think about your goals for December. Are you planning to do any better than you have in November? What are you going to do differently? Are you going to have better study habits, work habits? Are you going to have better behavior? Are you going to listen to your teacher better than you have in the past? Stop for a minute today and write down one clear goal. One thing that you want to work on for the rest of December. And maybe you want to have one for home too. Then remember this Japanese proverb. When you are thirsty, it's too late to think of digging the well. In other words, when your teacher hands you your report card and your grades aren't what you want them to be, then it's too late. You need a game plan now. Set a goal, plan ahead, and then go for the gold. With something to think about, this is Miss Stinson. Make it a wilder, wonderful day, or not. The choice is always yours.
Thank you, Miss Stinson. Now let's go back to Yusuf.
Thank you, Gwen, Mr. Perkins, Dr. Owens, Miss Stinson. Thanks for watching WWA. We will see you next week, and let's share a motto together.
Wilder Wildcats always do their best.